Hey, what's up, guys? So I want to do a quick review of the new Atlantis Episode 3, Fate of Atlantis Episode 3, The Judgment of Atlantis. And, like I say in the title, definitely fun to play, just like the first two episodes, but pretty disappointing story, especially the ending, especially because the game director promised some kind of crazy ending for the present day that would leave your mouth agape and just, in shock, which I don't know what the hell he was talking about. Maybe there's something I missed and you guys can tell me. But unfortunately, when I played 4 hours when the game first came out, I was going to do another playthrough, but after 4 hours, this was my footage all fucked up.
Are closed to you.
So you can see that footage was useless. I'll do some of the pros real quick of the DLC. Like I said, it's definitely fun to play. You got beautiful views like this. When you go up into the synchronization points, you can get these really cool views. But another annoying thing, though, to make the board bigger than it really is, they use that same trick from the first episode and the second episode, where everything's staggered. So you got to take these elevators. You got to find these little elevators, or you got to climb up to get the locations. It adds more time to the DLC. Luckily there's no fall damage, so if you gotta go down, you could just jump down. Also, you're gonna have to take a boat to get to these outer ring locations. There's not many of them, but it just adds a little more time. It gets annoying. This is where you're gonna find the ability enhancements. They're gonna be all on the outside rings. Here's the location for Insight of War. Alright, so the other two, we got the one in the corner right here on the Pormo's ring, Insight of Blessing, one at the very top, Insight of the Titan. So each one's going to give you one ability enhancement, just like the other episodes. You just walk up, scan the hieroglyphic, and you'll get it. And if you're lucky, it's an ability that you're already using, so you don't have to go and switch up your ability points to try to get access to it. So you get the Wrath of Ares. It's going to slow down the enemies in that circle. They're going to get more warrior damage. You got the Call to Arms. It's going to turn into Cronus' Punishment. You could create a replica of yourself that performs a stealth attack, deals 100% assassin damage. And then the Blessing of the Cronus, that's probably the best one because it helps you against all these Isu with special powers when they do their attacks that slow you down or drain your energy. And there's also an achievement. So if you kill 10 Isu soldiers while you're using the Blessing of Cronus, you get the achievement or a trophy. Alright, the next cool thing is you get to forge 3 legendary Isu weapons. You just have to collect metal ingots throughout the world. You need 3 for each one, so 9 in total. The cool thing is when you forge the weapon, you get to choose what you want it to specialize in. So if you want the warrior, assassin, or a hunter weapon. So this is the first one I forged. I highly recommend it. It's the mace, and I did it with assassin's damage. And the special ability you get is if you assassinate anybody in that vicinity, it's that same assassin's damage. So you could take out multiple people if they're really close to each other. So it's really helpful. So you got the mace. You can unlock a spear and also daggers. And when you unlock the weapon, you unlock all the engravings. The one you chose will go on the weapon, but you have access to those other engravings for warrior, hunter. So you could put those on other weapons or switch it up if you want later. So you got also the daggers right here. That's going to reduce all cooldowns by 10% on assassin ability kills or hunter, whatever you chose, warrior. Then you got the spear. It's going to convert 50% whatever damage bonuses to all damage. So I highly recommend you get these weapons first before you start doing your playthrough, and you get the ability enhancements so you have access to them and you get the most use out of them. Alright, here's a still from the game. So it tells you what you need from this location. So right there you can see collect adamant ingot. So that's what you need to make the legendary weapons. But the newer thing is you got to scan Isu data caches to gain knowledge. Knowledge is the sixth sense of the Isu, and you have to collect enough to get through the different sequences. So you got level 1, 2, and 3, and these give you access to new locations as you level up. And every time you scan one of these caches, you get an ability point. So they're just like Tartar's Rifts or the statues from the other episodes. So if you can really add up ability points at the end here. And the last thing I'll talk about in gameplay that stands out that I liked, you get the new armor, the Decastis armor. You have to kill an Atlantean pole mark, because they're actually pretty tough. So you're going to have 5 of them, one for the helmet, breastplate, the gauntlets, the boots, and the belt. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, 5. And you're going to need that armor because these guys are pretty tough, especially when they start using their abilities on you. And you're going to need that, like I said, to get those ability enhancements so you could get the Blessing of Cronus to protect you from all their shooting all that shit at you. Alright, so let's jump into the main story. If you remember at the end of episode 2, we were tricked by Hades. He said if we did a bunch of tasks for him, he would give us knowledge of the staff. But he ended up trying to trap us down in Hades forever to be a guard of the gate. One of the warriors to replace Cerberus. So luckily at the beginning of episode 3, Poseidon appears. He teleports us out of Hades and into Atlantis. He explains the situation, and then he offers us the position of dicastis, or a judge. So it's going to be our task to go around Atlantis to see if it's worthy of saving. Every 7 years Poseidon determines if Atlantis is worth saving. But this year he's going to let us have the responsibility. So then we're going to get sent to Atlas, one of the sons of Poseidon. He's going to give us 3 new missions. We're going to help his brothers, the Archons. Their duty is to be in charge of certain sections of the human population, but at the moment they're all having problems with the humans. They're going to need our help to try to figure out how to solve it. So these missions offer like moral choices. Some are kind of hard, some are more easier. You're either a monster tyrant that doesn't care about humans at all, or you actually have compassion. So, but unfortunately the problem with these missions is they don't mean anything. Like you might have a hard time deciding, but at the end of the day, the story's going to be the same. It's not going to change much in the main story overall. So you got that illusion of choice, just like in the other episodes. You get thrown into these worlds, it's all new characters. I know what they're going for. They want to mix it up. They want to give you something new to look at so you're not bored. But at the same time, when you're thrown into these new worlds, all new characters, you can't get attached to the old characters or the other stories. It's just quick, kind of superficial missions. There's nothing deep, no continuing storylines to keep you interested in the long run. And most of these missions, and well, the whole DLC, just relies on the gimmick of the Greek mythology, stories that have already proven themselves through time, and we get to see these characters. That's kind of what makes it so good in these worlds. And there is some side missions. There's only not very many. They're pretty solid though. They're not great, but they're definitely fun. Gives you a little bit more information about the world and what's going on in the story. And I definitely recommend you knock out the side missions before you move to the main mission storylines, because it's going to give you more information that's going to make the rest of the game make sense, if that makes any sense. It just has a flow to it. If you skip them, then you're kind of might be confusing. Alright, so I'm not going to do a big in-depth analysis of the story. I think I'm going to make another video for that. I will talk about my thoughts on the ending. I touched on it in the beginning. Like I said, super disappointing. More the present day than the Lexio storyline. Only because the game director promised some amazing ending, or at least a shocking ending that was going to set up the next game and make us excited. But I don't even know what he was talking about. I don't know what was supposed to be shocking. It went pretty much the way I thought it was going to go. There was no big revelation. I kind of have an idea what I think he was talking about, which I'll talk about in another video. I'll do like an in-depth analysis of the ending. But it wasn't like in-your-face shocking revelation. It was something. It was more subtle. That they're leading into something in the next game that could be shocking. There was nothing in this DLC that was shocking though. Alright, so that was like my quick review and breakdown. And then my quick review, like I said, was fun to play but disappointing story, especially the ending with Layla. I want to make another video going into a deeper analysis of the storyline, because it's kind of confusing, because you got 3 things going on. You got Layla with the present day, you got Alexios and the Cassandra's storyline in ancient Greece, and then you have all the Isu crap going on with the Fate of Atlantis DLC. So I'd like to go into that and break that down. Also want to talk about the legendary monster that you fight at the end. Some more information on that. It was kind of one of the more lesser known monsters from Greek mythology. And if you guys got any questions about the storyline, let me know in the comments so I can include it in my next video if anything you were confused about. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later.